Here we have the outside of the Auto-Sleeper Nuevo. As we move along, we will firstly come to the LPG filler just here. So push in, twist to remove the dust cover, and then our UK fillers slide over the top of this part here. Then we basically pull a lever around and then towards us to then lock onto the side of the van, and then we hold a button down and put as many litres of gas into the gas tank as we want, or we just wait for it to click off exactly the same as a petrol pump would. The central bezel part is to screw in the continental adapters. To view how much gas is in the gas tank, we need to come to the driver's seat, and then we have the gauge just sitting on the dash just here. It can only be viewed when the engine is running, and you'll basically get a series of green lights letting you know how much gas is in the tank. To isolate the tank for ferries, Eurostar, etc., we do need to go underneath the van, and basically tucked here there is a lever that we just pull, and then we can then remove the front of the gas tank and then gain access to a brass knob which looks exactly the same as what you would find on a propane gas bottle, and then we can then turn the gas off just here. Whilst we're underneath the van, we have the fresh water drain point just here, and then if we then scoot to the rear of the van, we then have the grey water drain just here, and we also have an air line just here that runs to the spare wheel, so we can check the tyre pressure and top it up if needed via this point. The spare wheel actually just sits underneath the van just here. Next we have external TV and satellite points, and there is also a 12-volt plug-in point here as well. We then have water into the van at this point here, so you are supplied with a whaled collapsible filler hose, and this just plugs in like so, and then we slide down, and then we just attach to a tap, turn it on, and it will then fill up the fresh water tank. If you are on a fully serviced pitch with a continuous supply of water, you can just leave the tap turned on and it will constantly replenish the tank as you use it. Even though this does not require any electrical parts, as it were, to put the water into the van, the 12 volts still needs to be on, as there is a solenoid behind here that allows the water into the van. To remove, just lift up, squeeze in, and then take out. Here we have the flue for the Truma boiler. We do not need to do anything with this, just make sure that nothing is obstructing it. Main supply to the van just here. When removing the hookup, just push down on the blue lever just here to remove. Cassette toilet just here. Lift up and pull towards you to remove the cassette. Before use, remove the cap and then add your toilet chemical. It also empties from this point here as well. Just remember that when you're pouring it away, to hold this button in just here to release the vacuum inside. It's also advisable to keep this seal lubricated. Thetford do their own silicone spray, but any silicone based lubricant is fine, and this is also the easiest way of giving it a real good clean. All of these cassettes now come on wheels with pull-up handles. As we come round to the rear, we have the reverse camera just up here. The fixing points if you ever require a cycle rack. We then have also fitted to this van rear corner steadies, and it is just a matter of getting your corner steady winding handle, popping it in, and then winding the legs down. We have the electric step just here. That operates just on the inside of the door just here. This will automatically retract as well when the engine is started. Vents for the fridge just here. You are supplied with winter covers, and these just pop on like so, and then will allow the fridge just to vent from the lower point just here. Do make sure that these are obviously not on in warmer weather, or the fridge will just overheat and not work. We can also just pop fresh water in via a hose pipe. So literally just hose in at this point just here. The external barbecue point. So at the moment, the actual barbecue adapter is just attached with a cable tie. So just remove. You'll see that you have a rib section just here that you attach the hose of the barbecue to with a Jubilee clip, and then this end just here will insert where my finger is and lock into place, and then you can turn the gas on. To remove, push the collar and it will then release. Beside that we have an external main socket, access underneath the bench seat just here, and then we have the wet locker beneath. And then we have diesel fill just here. Diesel cap removes on the ignition key, and then your add blue is topped up just here. Tyre pressures on the door pillar just here. Jack and wheel brace all sits underneath the passenger seat, and the vehicle battery just sits in the floor of the cab just here, and we have bonnet release just here. We have the 2-lay Omni-Store roll-out canopy.